The name of this story is What If? What if you were a reporter and your newest assignment took you on a flight to Cairo, Egypt? Your chartered plane is a small single-engine plane with just enough room for you and your assistant. The pilot sat in the cockpit, just large enough for him. It was Christmas time, and you were informed 2 days ago by your editor that this story was so important that the paper could not miss out on this opportunity. Your assistant hated flying and was doing nothing but complaining about how you were going to crash and be seriously hurt. You did your best to assure him that everything would be all right. After all, your pilot had flown hundreds of missions during World War II. You are about an hour into your flight when a massive storm appears out of nowhere. The plane is tossed and turned for what seemed an eternity. The pilot yells back at the two of you and tells you to brace for impact. Your assistant has this look of terror on his face. You assure him that everything will be okay. The plane starts a deep plunge to the ground, and in the back of your mind you know this is certain death. You remember when you were a child how Grandma used to take you to church where you learned how to pray to God. You drop to your knees and try to remember the prayer that the pastor would invite everyone to say at each service. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the glory, forever. Amen. You no sooner finish reciting the prayer, and you notice that the speed of the descent has decreased. You raise off your knees and look out through the window in the cockpit and see that the plane has leveled off and that there is a flat area of ground ahead of the plane. The pilot looks at you and without saying anything lets you know that he is going to attempt to land it there, not knowing that the wheels have been damaged during the storm. As the plane touched down, one of the broken wheels caught in the ground and flipped the plane onto its top. The mayhem inside the plane was short-lived as all three occupants were knocked unconscious. As you lay there in the wrecked plane, you hear a voice of a woman. Come out, come outside where you will be safe. You crawl out of the plane, amazed that you are in no pain. The crash must not have been as bad as you thought. Come with me, walk with me to the top of the hill, and look out at the beauty of the world. I heard you calling my name, you explained to the young woman. You look at her puzzled and ask, You are a beautiful young woman. Why are you here, out in this cold weather all alone? I came to look one last time at the beautiful but foolish world that we live in. I've decided that I should leave this world for a better place. With all that jealousy, greed, hatred, wars, lying, selfishness in the world, I have decided I would be better off if I never finished growing up. To grow up, I must be able to endure all of the evil in the world. Just look at the village below. Can't you see all the darkness that is rising up from there? The people really don't like each other. They mock and beat and torture each other, all in the name of the law. Why would I want to grow up in a world like that? No place on earth can be called my home. Don't you hear it? The voice of hatred and jealousy rising up out of the ground below us. Yes, I can hear it. It is not a pleasant sound to listen to. Can I grow up in a world like that? A world where no one cares about each other? What type of person would I turn into? I can't stand the thought of being like the rest of them. I want to be good and do good things, but who would teach me how to do those good deeds? You can't judge mankind from standing here on top of the hill. You must get down among them to get the real feeling of how mankind can really be. Without witnessing it yourself, you will never really know what they are like. I've been down among them. I have seen their wars where thousands are killed. I've seen their jealousy of each other, where they torture and berate one another to the point where they hate each other. There are other things to hear. I can teach you how to listen for the good in mankind. Will you go down with me and witness what I'm talking about? Or will you just give up and not even try? Let me show them to you. Come with me now. You mean get down there among the people that are so cruel to each other? How would I be able to stand being there? Why not? What do you have to lose? It is Christmas time. Come with me, child. The two of you venture down the hill, and the first place you stop is a home of a poor family. As you walk by the home, you can hear music coming from an open window. You both stop and look into the window and see a family of 4, father, mother, sister, and brother, all sitting around the table getting ready for their Christmas meal. The young woman with you turns to you and asks, "The little boy, he's crippled, isn't he?" Yes, there was a terrible accident and he was paralyzed from the waist down. He is confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. The medical bills have rendered them poor. Why are they so happy then? They should be sad and angry at the world for what has happened to him. They have each other. They are so thankful to have their little boy still with them because he could just as easily have been killed in the accident. They give thanks every day that the little boy is alive. Do you think you could live with a family like that? One that has true love for each other? I think it would be easy to live with a family like that, but unfortunately, there are not many families that love each other unconditionally, like this one does. What is the name of the family? They are the family of Bob Cratchit. He is a clerk, lived in the year 1840. Oh, yes, Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol. Those were not even real people. They came from a book. Am I to live in an old book to find happiness? What about here and now? Things are different than they were back then. The world was much simpler. Are things really so different? Look up. Aren't those the same stars that were in the sky 140 years ago? Or 1,000 or 10,000 years? Won't they be the same stars 10,000 years from now? These days, people that are poor like that live in the streets and sleep on the ground and never look up at the stars. They have no hope of getting a better life. How can I live in a world where there is no hope? Why should I want to continue? No one even knows my name. No one cares about me. You must realize that I want to live in this world. I love this world. I have seen many beautiful things in my life, but with each beautiful thing I have witnessed, a dozen horrible, disgusting things have occurred. How can you not live in this world? Come with me. I will show you the reason that you must go on living. Come see what will happen to the world if you're not present in it. The two continued walking for some distance, passing other homes and people. People are proving the young woman's statements of how cruel and mean they are to each other. Finally, they come to a very large brick building. They enter and walk down a long, dark corridor. As they approach the end of the corridor, a door comes into sight. You pause at the door and you look at the young woman and see that she has a puzzled look on her face. "Why have you brought me here to this place?" she asks. Thurston took her hand and held it ever so gently and leaned down and whispered into her ear, "This is one of the main items that will no longer be here if you decide that you no longer want to go on and you leave this world. It would be a horrible mistake for all of mankind. It could mean the end of civilization as we know it today. Open the door and see what effect your leaving will have." The little girl slowly walked to the door, stood there for a few seconds, and then slowly, reluctantly reached for the handle of the door. She slowly turned it until she heard the click of the lock unlocking. Turning and looking at you, she gives you this frightened look. You assure her it will be okay. She only presses against the door, and as it opens, the light inside gets brighter and brighter. "Sir, I cannot see anything." "You will. Once you enter, your eyes will adjust to the light and you will be able to see the contents of the room." She finished opening the door and they both stepped through. Just as you had told her, her eyes began to adjust to the light in the room. Once adjusted, she could see the room was endless and filled with millions of baby cradles with a child in each one. Shocked, she took a step back to leave the room, but you blocked her from leaving the room. This is one of the most important things she must witness before she makes her decision. "What do all of these babies have to do with me? I'm not their mother." If you decide to leave this world and not finish out your mission, these babies may never see their parents and siblings. They may never be given life. And if they are not given life, then what do you think happened to the rest of the world? It will die out, because youth is the lifeblood of our civilization. "Oh, sir, I'm so confused. I came here to save you, but you are not trying to save me. I don't know what to do. Please tell me what I should do. If I leave this world, what you showed me may never happen. If I decide to stay in this world and finish out my life mission, is there any guarantee that the world will change for the better?" "My child, there are no guarantees in this world. All I can tell you is that you have to weigh what you think will be for the better of civilization, and then make your decision." Suddenly a faint voice could be heard. "Mr. Thurston, Mr. Thurston, are you all right? You have a serious gash on your head. We need to find a way out of here and get you to a hospital." "Who were you talking to? When I came to you, you were standing outside the plane looking down over the top of this hill, and it sounded like you were explaining something to someone." "Yes, I was talking to a little confused girl. She really didn't know what she was going to do with the rest of her life. I was just trying to help her out." "I didn't see anyone with you. Did she have a name?" "She has many names. Peace, love, harmony, serenity." You look down at your partner and ask him if he knows where you are. What they are seeing is a small village which looks to be pretty poor. Over onto one side is an inn, and behind that inn there is a stable. This looks like Bethlehem, but it can't be. That was over 2,000 years ago. I am confused. You look at your partner and then explain to him, "We will know shortly whether I reached the little girl or not. It is just about time." And just as if it was a cue, a baby started crying down in the stable. And then the sky filled with a bright light as an angel from God descended upon Bethlehem and watched over the newborn baby. You looked at your partner one last time before fading back into unconsciousness and explained to him, "The girl also has one other name, guardian angel for the Christ child. You see, if she had decided to leave the world and not finish her mission, all of history would have been rewritten."